What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I've got quite the thing for you because we've got a huge box of Apple iPods and various Apple products, and this is the box right here. To see, it's quite a large box, and considering it has upwards of 15 Apple iPods, some of which will be in their brand new condition, going back to as old as 2003, like this iPod here. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos just like this going into 2025. I'll give you a bit of background before we go into it. $277 for this right here, and that may seem like a lot, but the things inside should be worth much, much more, as long as the iPods work, which the seller said, well, they probably don't work. We're pretty sure they don't. But when I noticed third generation Apple iPods with their Don't Steal Music plastic on them, meaning that somebody unboxed the iPod from 2003 but did not use the iPod from 2003 because they would not have their original plastic on them, and also the back of the iPod would not be in absolutely pristine condition. Let's just see exactly what's inside here. Gotta grab my real box knife out here because this is a properly sized box full of stuff here. Nice thing of bubble wrap. Oh, and there you go, guys. The iPods are probably on the bottom somewhere. First off, there were 4 of these. This is a 2003 Apple webcam with its shrink wrap still on, and I have 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and I don't know where the 4th iSight camera is. Oh, wait, I got a peek of it. It's buried underneath this. 4 Apple iSight cameras, all of them with their plastic wrap. Everything else except the iPods I'll be looking at in the member video, so do become a supporter if you want to see that. It looks like the iPods and stuff is going to be in this package. Grab my knife, all 4 corners. Before I take anything out of this, let's see how heavy it is, just so you guys get an idea. Kind of seems less impressive. 6 pounds. But when you think of it as 6 pounds of Apple iPods, it becomes a little bit better of a number. All right, let's see what we got here. Just pull them out one by one. Oh, a vector pod. Nice. A pink one. 3rd generation nano. Another one. A blue 4th generation. A yellow 4th generation. Another 3rd generation. A red one. This one's a product red. Another 3rd generation. This one is blue. They keep coming. And this one is purple. I'm getting quite the stack of iPods here. Let's lay them out. Reach in here. Oh, this would be a 2nd generation Apple iPod. And by the way, since this was outside, I kind of just started opening this because it literally just arrived and I was too excited to delay it. The reason it looks like this is because it's still cold from the outside. So that is like condensation like you see on a cold day on a window. This is a very nice condition iPod. Let's keep going. I feel another one. This is a 3rd generation. Don't Steal Music. We'll have a closer look at these once they warm up, actually. I didn't notice it with anything else in the box, but I suppose since these are all metal, I just reached in here, and inside this box, it actually feels colder than the general vicinity around me. That's kind of funny, actually. Okay, we got another one. This is another Don't Steal Music 3rd generation. Another one, 3rd generation with the original plastic. And okay, these are iPhones, I believe, and maybe an iPod Touch. And that is everything in the box. Let's save the big iPods for a little later. Let's get a look at these iPod Nano. So we got 4 3rd generations and 5 4th generations. And this is not every color of iPod Nano 4th generation, but it comes darn close. 6 different colors, and I guess 3 different colors of iPod Nano 3rd generation here, because these both are silver. And let's have a look. I don't actually know too much about these, so I don't think any of them are unopened. The only one that has anything resembling original packaging sealed is this, but it has been opened before, it looks like. These 3rd generation Apple iPod Nanos had the shiny back, just like their upper end models. So there's a diagram. It's saying for me to bend the plastic up and around it. Okay. Guys, does that look like it's been used before to you? I'm gonna go with no. There's like 1 or 2 scratches on it. Probably someone taking it out of the packaging and putting it back in. That's honestly what those look like. Let's see. Are there any accessories in here? Do we get the headphones or anything? Gotta grab a screwdriver and get that up. No headphones. Oh, come on. Let's go one at a time and see if these things work. Starting with the one we've opened. Got my special charger here. This is a dual power charger, meaning if I need to, I can resort to Apple Firewire to actually give these things the kick in the pants they need to start up. But let's hope they all turn on immediately. Okay, there it is. It's turning on. Why is it not doing anything now? It's actually not. Oh, I got pranked. That's the hold switch. If I flick that switch, it'll be responsive because that's how iPods work. No music. Does the serial number of this iPod actually match the packaging? I mean, I'm gonna guess yes. It actually doesn't match. This packaging is for this Nano, and I'm guessing this Nano is for this packaging. Anyway, this iPod's been plugged in for a short time. Let's see if the battery holds any charge whatsoever. No. This one has a rattle in it. Does this one have headphones in it? It honestly sounds like it. Let's see. iPod Nano Quick Start Guide yet again. Oh, we got it. Let's go. Got its plastic flap on. This is a dock insert. So if you would have had an iPod dock at the time, or an older iPod or an earlier version of iPod Nano, it's an adapter for this iPod. Oh, and we've got the 30-pin cable. Guys, look at this. Back when Apple put their logo on their cables. So this is a never used before cable, obviously. It's got that plastic clip and these plastic ends, obviously. More and more odd at how these iPods are in mint condition, open box, and so many of them. Some never used before old style Apple earbuds. Let's actually take this iPod off. What we see is a mint condition iPod. Oh my gosh. Let's see if this other one works. I suspect they all will. I don't see why they wouldn't work. 77 songs. Okay, this one actually has music on it. Just one artist. Daniel's iPod. The packaging does not match. So this one here says blue, and it's blue. This one says black. The black one's packaging also says black. We don't have the packaging for this one. And I unplug it, and it's dead. Let's have a crack into this one. I think these are supposed to have a bit of a hinge on them and the other ones don't. This is how it's supposed to be, I'm pretty sure. Does it have accessories? And it does. That dock's got its plastic on there. That cable has been used before. Pretty much never been used though, because it's purely white, and the headphones have not been used before either. Gotta put it in like it was. That's the hardest part, but I managed. The iPod itself though, let's have a look at it. Again, suspiciously good condition. Let's feed it the Peter Griffin cable, and it turns on immediately. In the setup mode. Oh, I did not mean to pick that. I picked the wrong language. English. Again. Okay, excellent. It has no music on it, and I checked. This is the original box. Does it die immediately? Of course. On to this one. This one also opens like a hinge. I've got to say, this is probably my favorite design of Apple iPod Nano 3rd generation. The only one with the black click wheel, I believe. And honestly, look at that. It just looks so nice. Let's see. Do we have accessories? That's pretty depressed on in there. I'm gonna go with maybe not. Let's see. Oh, someone robbed me. Oh, but at least I've got the iPod. Let's see what we got. I mean, it is difficult to find scratches, but you can see them. They are there. Does it work? Are we 4 for 4 with 3rd generations? Yes, it's turning on with the Apple logo. Does it match? We have 2 boxes that say they're for a black iPod. We could have the wrong box. This is not the right box. This is the box for this iPod. Unplug, and it did not turn off immediately. That actually is surprising because it's been plugged in even less than the other ones were. Put you in your original box. Goodbye. I guess you're the only one without your original box, iPod. The poor little fellow doesn't even have its original packaging. We still have most of the iPods to go, starting with the other 4th generations. Let's see what we got. Does that look like it's been used? Not really. What about the accessories? Oh, we've got stuff. Quick start guide, the dock insert with the plastic still on, and the original cable. I guess this must be the 1st generation where they switched over to this type of 30-pin connector, because they used to have ones that were much bigger and wider. This must have been when I stopped doing that. But those headphones have not been used before. New accessories. Honestly, that's the most exciting part, and that's the part that, as time goes on, the companies that still make the products do not give you the accessories. But obviously, these iPods never came with charging bricks, so I guess these iPods were ahead of their time. Okay, so you're meant to do this, and it comes right out. Okay, gamers. It looks pretty darn good. Let's feed it the juice, see if it turns on. Straight away. This is the 4th generation Nano. It looks very similar to the 5th generation, but the 5th generation has a camera, and this one doesn't. It's in the setup mode. It says English. I am an English-speaking individual. Loading the language. That's new. Very nice. No music, obviously. It could very well be that I'm the first person ever to set up these iPods. Wait, Daniel's iPod? Why did it tell me to choose my language then? I'm not the first person. I can't confirm, though, that all these iPods came from the same origin, so keep that in mind. But I don't understand. Why are some of them set up and some not? 55 megabytes used. Another one with its original packaging. Just a shame it's been set up before. 1 for 1. Let's go straight down the line. We've got this one. It's the VectorPod 4th generation. There's some stuff rattling around in there. I'm gonna guess it has the accessories. Let's see. I gotta know. We've got the accessories. Is it gonna be? Oh, this is the first dock insert to not have its original plastic on out of all the iPods we've looked at so far. Got a cable. And it looks like at this point, Apple also stopped putting their logo on the cables. I don't know why they stopped doing that, because if anything, it helps just differentiate knockoffs. Smashing it back in there. Get the iPod out of its prison. Okay. Very, very shiny. No scratches on that back case either. Absolutely mint-looking condition. It does have one minor weird dent in the metal here, but there's no sign of anything on the screen, so that could Could that be a manufacturing problem? Do you see it? It's right there. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyway, let's see. What does this thing do? Does it turn on? I mean, I'm going to probably go with yes because they've all done so far. I bought these with the pretty much guarantee from the seller that they do not work. I don't know. That turned on very fast, actually. 0 songs, no music, but it's Cheryl's iPod, and it has 13.1 gigabytes of other on it, and no music. 1.9 gigabytes free. No photos, nothing that you would use an iPod for. Someone put this in disc mode and has files on it probably, right? All right, I'm gonna unplug it from power, and did it turn off? Did it die? Yes. I've got to see if I can tell what that 13 gigabytes of other is, because I'm intrigued. It's connected to the computer, so it says it recognizes Cheryl's iPod. It's got stuff that has date modified 2023 on it. Oh, and also for some reason 1927. That's completely random. It has Christmas music as files. So did someone try to just drag music onto the iPod without iTunes? That's probably what they did. We got Bill Cosby on here. They put a random mix of stand-up comedy and music in the recordings folder. Someone didn't know how to use an iPod and just dragged a bunch of files onto it. And I did just reference it with the serial number. It's the original packaging. Does it die immediately? Okay to disconnect? Nothing. It's dead. 4 to go. Let's move on to the next one, which is this here pink one. There is stuff rattling around inside. I'm hoping it's the accessories. That's in upside down. Someone's been in this before, but this cable's improperly installed. What do you look at that? It's got the plastic, and the headphones, again, not used. You could not get them in this bundle like this perfectly. On the bright side, I am getting better at arranging these things in the way they're supposed to be. Let's have a look at our iPod now, though. Pretty much mint condition. No scratches, nothing. Let's wipe it off, front and back. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 0 scratches of any kind. No wear marks, nothing. Open box condition, I would say. Does it turn on? It took a little longer than the other one, but it's turning on. And it wants me to choose my language. I am English. No music. Does it have random data like the last one? No, it has nothing on it, and it's not even named by anybody. This is the original box that went with this iPod. Excellent, excellent. Unplug it. And nothing. Of course, if I left it plugged in for a while, it might do something different, but it also might develop the spot that these nanos tend to get when their battery expands. Wait. I was not a close observer. I noticed something. A problem. Do you see how that is protruding from the iPod in an odd angle? It does not look like external damage. It looks like it's being pushed up from within. Let's look at these other ones. I did not notice this. I need to actually be more observant, not an idiot. See how it's supposed to look? See how that one is a bit odd? I don't understand that myself. Anyway, it does work, but it does have that issue. Let's move on to the next one in the line, the Product Red Edition. Product Red is an initiative to help fight AIDS. Well, and Apple does have a Product Red device in pretty much all of their different products, and this happens to be the 4th generation Nano version of that. Let's see. Rattling around in there. Sounds like the accessories. Battered looking quick start guide. And oh, I guess this must be exclusive to the Product Red thing, huh? Yeah. There it is. Apple will give a portion of your iPod Nano purchase to the Global Fund to Fight AIDS in Africa. Copyright 2008. Okay, that's still in there at least. That's something interesting. And the cord, this one definitely looks like it's not been messed with. And then the headphones, the dock with the plastic on it. I'd say out of the 4th generation Nanos I've looked at so far, the accessories in this one are the most perfect. And the iPod itself, pretty darn good condition. Let's take that off. Super, super shiny. Very nice. A normal looking hold switch. Another one in perfect cosmetic condition. Does it work? That Apple logo was quick. 0 songs, but it does have somebody's name on it. Daniel. That's the same person as one of the earlier iPods. Another one with its original box. Excellent. Let's see. Does it die immediately? It would appear so. Moving on to the next one in line, only 2 left. It's kind of a purplish blue. In some angles, it's more purple. Other angles, it's more blue. But obviously, it is purple. But in person, it does look blue in certain angles, depending on how you look at it. It's got stuff in it. I hear it. It's actually kind of difficult to get that open. It's got everything in it. The cable doesn't look like it's been tampered with either. Headphones brand new, and the dock with the plastic. Perfect condition, yet again. I was expecting to make a working pile and a not working pile, but so far, we don't have have any for the not working pile. I guess apart from that pink one with a weird looking hold switch. I'm selecting my language for it. No music. Another one of that Daniel guy's iPods though. The serial numbers match. It's the original box. And of course, no signs of life afterwards. Slap it back in the packaging. I've been getting a bit better at this, but honestly, it's pretty tricky to do, at least on your first try. I do really like this packaging, how it makes the iPod look like it's floating in there, like it's some sort of specimen or something. Of course, this is a type of packaging Apple could not make today with their obsession with not using plastic, which I suppose is a good thing. And then this one, which is the last iPod Nano 4th generation, opens right up. I hear stuff shaking in there, so on all the 4th generations, it's looking like we're going to get all of the accessories. The 3rd generations, we didn't quite have that luck on. Come on. Open up. Oh, this one is missing the headphones. And I just talked about how they all had their headphones. Well, apart from this one. But this cable does look pretty perfectly wrapped up. And the dock has the original plastic on it. Oh, gosh, I forgot completely to check for Apple stickers, guys. I'm a loser. They all probably had Apple stickers, and these are the old kind where they were tilted. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid, and they don't even give you Apple stickers anymore. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm an idiot. I'm gonna have to go through all these and check for Apple stickers, because Apple stickers are awesome, and I forgot to check. I just happened to notice because it slid out. Sorry guys, I'm bad at this. And seeing as Apple released this iPod only 1 year after the original iPhone, that would mean that was back when they were actually including stuff in the box and not taking it away. Hadn't gotten to that point yet. Mint condition back, yet again, 0 scratches. Does the thing work? I've got to set it down. That's actually the slowest Apple logo I've had so far, because there's none there right now. Are we going to get one that's not going to do anything on our last iPod Nano? Why do I have to jinx myself? Going on about how it's, oh, we have a perfect run of all working iPods. This one is just as mint condition as the others. I guess it was the headphones. It didn't have the headphones. That's what made it cursed. Okay, maybe the screen is just bad. Grab out that laptop again. I've actually ran into it before where an iPod Nano would not work visually, but actually show up on the computer, meaning the screen would be dead. All right, gamers, let's settle it. I gotta grab this thing. This will tell me if it's sucking out juice from the MacBook or not. Let's plug in our iPod. It's not sucking out anything. That's still at 0. Well, I'd say 9 out of 10 working mint condition iPods. 8 of those 10 with their original packaging. I'd say that's pretty good odds. Just a little sad. I honestly might say that this is my favorite color out of the lot that's there. And it's the one that's dead. I did what I could. Does it at least have its original packaging? It does. I guess I have one iPod for the doesn't work pile. Now that the iPod Nanos are out of the way, it's time to look at the big iPods. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there are also these, which we'll look at in the supporter video. But for the rest of this video, we've got 3 3rd-generation Apple iPods and a 2nd generation. Let's start out with the 2nd generation. Let's move those aside and take a look at it. I've been filming for a couple hours now, so this thing has had a chance to cool down. There we go. What kind of condition are we looking at? Not mint condition, but pretty darn good, considering that this is the 2nd generation Apple iPod. It would appear that this is the 20 gigabyte option, the highest at the time, and $500 in the year 2002. And inflation adjusted, that's an awful lot for something that has 20 gigabytes of storage, but that was an insane amount back then, and obviously it's insanely thick because it has a mechanical hard drive. Obviously, all of these do as well. It does not have the port at the bottom like you may be used to. It does indeed require the FireWire. Oh my gosh, wow. That is an extremely tight, hardly ever been opened before connector port. Why is that in such nice condition? Look at that. Do you see that? This is like brand new looking. There's no scratches around that port. I mean, there's no scratches on the sides pretty much whatsoever, and the only scratches are on the bottom. Is that from someone sliding it around? Could this possibly be a pretty much never used 2nd generation iPod? I'm leaning towards yes, especially because of this FireWire door being absolutely perfect, and it's such a tight fit to open it. And look, it's really clean in there. I mean, these did all come from the same original location, so all these mint condition iPods being together, I suppose it would make sense that this is also mint condition or mint-ish condition. I'm not trying to scratch it anymore. Let's set it down on the microfiber cloth. I can actually see if it works. First, I need to go grab a cable to charge it. It's FireWire to FireWire, Apple's preferred connector of the time period. FireWire 400 means 400 megabits per second. Plug that in. I gotta plug this other in first. So use our dual power AC charger. It can in fact charge any iPod ever made. Plugged it in. Oh, instant Apple logo. Oh, that's brilliant. I'm so glad it's turning on. Oh my gosh, no way. I hear the drive. It's on. Look at that iPod. Does it have stuff on it? Music, songs? Oh, it has songs. Yep, look guys, Daniel's iPod, the same guy from the iPod Nanos. These came from the same source. 77 songs on it. Oh my gosh, this gives me faith that the other ones also work. Let's move on. 3 third generations, if I remember right. They're not all of the same capacity. This one is a 40 gigabyte third generation, the highest capacity they made back then. This other one, I can see it through the letters. It's a 30 gigabyte. And this one here, I don't know how well you can see, but that's another 40 gigabytes. We got 2 of the highest capacity and then the second highest capacity in the third generation iPod from 2003. Let's start with this third generation iPod. We are not going to be needing this FireWire to FireWire anymore because starting with the third generation, they introduced the 30-pin dock connector. That's what that is called. And these iPods would have come with a cable just like this, Apple FireWire to 30-pin. And on eBay, a lot of people think that these iPods will not work when they plug in a normal USB charger to it, but they just are not using the right charger and cable. Let's remove the plastic from this one and see its physical condition. I don't know if I'm removing it for the first time, and this has got to be the most perfect mirror finish of any iPod today. Look at that. Perfect mirror finish. 100% perfect. Since these are from the same source, honestly, this reinforces the fact that any scratches on the other iPods are from people sliding it around after the fact. I just noticed before I plugged it in, I thought I would look. The only scratch on this entire iPod is right there by the charging port because some doofus tried to plug this in and missed. I was about to plug it in, but I thought I would check and I was not disappointed. Well, I guess I was. So it's 99.9% mint condition and 0.01% silly person. Nothing's happening, guys. Uh-oh. It's making bad sound. Unplugged. Why is it making bad sound? I'd blame it on this charger since it's not an Apple one, but it charged the second generation one fine, and it is actually good. Let's just try an Apple one. Let's plug it in and hope it doesn't make the bad sound a second time. If it does, Yep, it's doing it. All right, what about the next one? Subscribe to my channel, by the way. This is not the next one. I actually glued that in there. And by the way, the iPod actually fully works. I just glued this in there. So you'd subscribe to my channel. Let's move on to the actual next one and hope it's not stupid. So this one is the other 40 gigabyte model, just by coincidence. Let's take it out of its plastic, not for the first time. Someone else has done that before. Let's see the condition on the back. Would you look at that? Pretty much just as good, apart from my freaking fingerprints. Near mint condition, and let's see. Yes, even the plastic of the charging port is slightly chewed up, and there's some scratches in the metal, but apart from that, mint condition, no scratches. Does it not be stupid? Immediate Apple logo. That's good, obviously. Got the backlight. It's got the red lights that light up the buttons. Let's just compare it to this one really quick, which is that one I made a video about. The condition on the back, even though this one is quite nice, there's a really large difference in the two. It's almost like one of them has never really been used. Unplug it. Oh my gosh, it's not dead. Oh, no battery power remains. It complained, but it didn't automatically turn off. And then the final iPod, which has its original plastic on it, except backwards. So obviously someone's opened it up before and had a bit of a look. Let's see what we got here. Perfect. Look at that. And then, oh yes, just as nice, guys. Hello. Look at that perfect mirror. This one is a 30 gigabyte model, and just look at how good and condition. And of course, there are some small scratches around the charging port. I'd say probably the least out of the 3 third generations. Let's see if it works. Making sure to actually plug it in the port rather than missing and scratching the perfect finish on the iPod like some people tend to, and it turns on immediately. This one does not make the clicking sound. Does someone have data on it? Oh, it's Daniel. Good old Daniel. 77 songs. We've got a bit of a theme, don't we? Anyway, I guess it fully works, and I unplugged it, and there it goes. It went bye-bye. I labeled what these iPods do or don't do, and I'm going to slide them back in their original plastic wrap from the original packaging. The last thing to do is check for Apple stickers in the iPod Nanos, because I was too stupid to do that before. Let's see, how many of them have the Apple stickers? And would you look at that? That's the last one. They all had their Apple stickers, even the ones without any accessories. Well, that's something at least. So these are all the iPods. Obviously, that one was a disappointment, and this one was a little bit weird on the whole gold switch, and this doesn't even count everything else that was in that massive box, including this, which is probably a near perfect condition original iPhone in 16 gigabyte variation. We'll take a look at this and everything else in that huge pile in the supporter video. So become a supporter on YouTube or Patreon if you want to help continue these videos going into 2025, because I'm just getting started. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting, and I'll see you next week for another video.